Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we'll try to discuss another amazing and super important concept inside Python called file handling. See, this file handling concept is super important. You will need this particular file handling concept whenever you will be working in the field of data science, because we know that data science is all about data. And where data would be stored? Definitely inside a file. Okay, it would be stored. So in data science, actually, we're having different data. We're having different actually file type. We'll be learning each and everything, no need to worry. But as of now, let's try to learn the fundamentals of the file handling. Like, let's say if I'm having a file and if I'm having some data inside that, how we can read that particular data from that file, how we can write some data in that particular file. Okay, so we'll be learning these are the things in this particular video. And I will try to discuss each and everything of this particular file handling inside Python, so you won't be having any kinds of doubt. Okay, so make sure you are watching this particular video till the end. So let's go to our code editor and try to understand this file handling. So guys, you can see inside programming, we use two types of data for the input and output. One is like textual data, and that is like binary data. Okay, what is textual data? I think you know, whatever string we define, sequence of Unicode character. This is called textual data, that means string. And what is the binary? Binary means this is the binary representation. Okay, I think you know the digital number, right? Binary representation. We can also call a sequence of bytes of its binary equivalent. This is called binary. Okay, binary number representation. So we usually use these two kinds of data whenever we perform any kinds of input output operation inside a programming, right? So see, whenever you are working with textual data and binary data, definitely you will have two kinds of file. Definitely you will have the text file to store all the text. Okay, all program files are text file. You will see the program file we are using. Okay, the program file you are using, everything is a text file right now because we are writing text here. I hope you got it. All the txt file, all the documents file, everything is a textual file. I think you know, right? We also have one notepad in our system. So this is also textual file. Okay, this is also textual file. Fine. And what are the binary file? Binary file means whatever images, music, videos, and executable files you have in your system. This is called binary files because you can't see any, let's say, text in a actually image, like how this data is stored. Okay, it's not possible. You can't actually open any music file. Okay, in a, let's say, textual representation, it's not possible. So these are the actually binary files. These are the executable files. So this is called binary files. So in this particular file handling concept, we'll learn each and everything, how we can handle this particular textual file, even how we can handle this particular binary files. Because as I told you, this is super important concept whenever you will be working with the data. Most of the time you will be working with in the, let's say, data science. Okay, data science domain, you will be using this particular concept a lot. So make sure if you're interested, learning data science in future, like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, natural language processing. So make sure you learn this particular topic in depth. Even you can also use this particular concept in any other domain as well, in web development, in software development. Okay, everywhere this particular file handling is required. Because in every software you will see they will be working with textual data. They will be working with image data, music data, video data. I hope you are getting my point, right? So here we'll be learning three actually main component of this particular file handling. First of all, we'll try to see how we can open a file. That means how we can, let's say, open a file, how we can create a file, and how we can read the data and how we can write the data inside a file. And after reading and writing, how we can close that particular file. Because see, manually what you do, if you want to read any kinds of file, what you will do is just open it, right? You will open it, you will read it, or if you want to write something, you can write it, then after that you will close that particular file. Okay, so same thing we'll be doing with the help of programming language as well. Okay, with the help of Python, we'll be doing the same thing. First of all, we'll open a file, we'll read something, we'll write something, then we'll close that particular file. So these three actually main component you have to learn inside this particular file handling. Okay, so let me show you some example. I think then this part would be more clear. So guys, the first thing we'll be learning, if any file is not present, okay, how we can create that particular file, and inside that particular file, how we can write something. So for this, what I will do, I'll just create a folder here because I don't want to create file inside this particular project directory, because here I'm already having so many files, right? So what I will do, I'll just create a new folder here and I'll just name it as files. Okay, I'll just name it as files. Okay, that would be better. Now see, this is my folder. Okay, this is my folder location. Now see, if you don't have any kinds of file present, but you want to create it and you want to write something in that particular file, for this, what you can do, so if you want to create a file and if you want to open it, you can use this particular syntax. Just write open Inside that, first of all, try to mention in which directory you want to create this particular file. Let's say I want to create inside the files folder. So I'll give the directory. Okay, I'll give the directory files. Inside files slash I will be creating a file. The file name should be sample, okay, dot txt. Make sure you are creating a txt file, okay, text file. Okay, not any other format, just create a txt file. Okay, you can also create other format as well, but as of now we'll be working with text file. I'll show you how we can also handle binary file, okay, image file, everything we'll try to discuss. Now here you have to specify the mode. Okay, here you have to specify the mode, in which mode you need to open this particular file. So here there are actually 3 to 4 mode are available, like read mode is there, write mode is there, okay, then append mode is there. I'll be discussing each and everything, no need to worry. So first of all, just try to write w here. W means I want to open this particular file in the write mode. Okay, write mode. Okay, now it will return me one object, so I'll store this particular objects in a variable called f. Okay, I'll store this particular object in a variable called f. Now see, if I execute the program, what will happen? See, initially in the files folder there is nothing. Now if I execute the program, now see, in the files folder, this sample.txt has been created automatically. See, it's an empty file currently. It will create automatically. That is the power of this particular open function. Okay, if this is not available, if file is not present, it will create it. If it is present, it won't be creating it. That's the idea. Now I want to write something in this particular sample.txt because it's an empty file. And if you want to write something, what you can do, you can use this particular object, f object. So just try to write f dot, there is a function you will get called write. Now inside write, you need to pass one string. Let's say whatever string you want to write. Let's say I want to write hello Python. Okay, let's say this is the text I want to write. Okay, now see, if I execute the program, see, if I open this file again, still there is nothing, although I have written here. Why? Because whenever you are working with files, okay, whenever you are working with files inside Python, it is recommended after writing something, you have to also close that particular file. You have to also close that particular file. Otherwise, there would be some issue. Okay, now see, if I execute the program right now after closing it, now if I open this particular sample.txt again, now see, hello Python is written inside this particular file. Now, after closing, if you want to write something in that particular file, let's say again, I'll try to write. Let's say I'll write hello. Now, if I execute, see, it will give you error. IO operation on closed file. That means this file is already closed. This file is already closed. You can't add anything inside this particular file. So always try to remember, whenever you closed any file, after that you can't write something. Okay, before closing, write as much as content you can, but after closing, it's not possible. Always try to remember. Okay, so I'll just try to comment this particular line so that you will have a reference, okay, later on. Now let me show you another example. See, this is another example. Write multiple lines string. Let's see if you are having multiple line strings. See, previously we have only written one line string. Okay, hello Python. Now let's say I want to add hello world and how are you. This two actually string I want to add. So for this, what I'm doing, I'm creating another sample file. You can see it's sample1.txt right now. It's not a sample.txt because it is already there. Okay, I'm creating a new file. Again, I'm opening in a write mode. Then again, I'm just writing f.write. Inside that, I'm just writing hello world. Then again, I'm taking f.write. I'm giving /n because it will just create a new line. Then after that, it will write this particular how are you. Okay, then I'm closing this particular file. Now if I execute the program, now if I open, let's say okay, see, sorry, it has created in my project directory because I need to mention the folder location. Okay, it should create inside my files folder. Inside files folder it should create, but I haven't mentioned this particular location. That's why it's creating in the project directory itself. Now let me remove it. Now if I execute, see, it will create inside my files folder. Now see, if I open the sample1.txt, now see, hello world, how are you. Okay, this two line has been written. Now see, if I'm not giving this particular /n, now see what will happen. Now if I open this one, now see, all the text would be written in same line. Okay, but here I need to give a new line, and if you want to give a new line, you have to use this particular \n. \n will assign a new line here. Okay, now see, new line would be assigned here. Okay, that's how actually you can work with the file. I hope it is clear. Now let's see another example. If the file is already present inside a directory, let's say this sample.txt file is already present, and inside that hello Python is written. Okay, now what I'm again doing, I'm just opening this particular file in a write mode, and again I'm just writing inside that particular file. Okay, I'm writing here your honey sing. Now just pause the video and let me know, once I will execute the program, this hello Python would be there or it would be removed. Okay, it would be removed. Just let me know. See, if I show you, if I execute the program, and now if I open this particular sample.txt file again, now see, previous whatever things I have written, it would be removed and the new one would be added. Okay, new one would be added. Always try to remember, if you're opening the file in the write mode and if you're writing something in existing file, previous content would be removed and the new one would be added. Now you can ask me how to handle this particular situations. Let's say I don't want to delete this particular text, I want to add any other text. So this particular text will also remain same and the new one also will remain same. How to do it? For this you can use another actually mode called append mode. Let me show you another example. So guys, you can see now we are using append mode, and if you want to use append mode, you need to use this particular A. Okay, you need to use this particular A. Now I'm opening the same file sample.txt, and inside that again I'm writing I'm fine, and again I'm giving \n because I want to create a new line there. Okay, and I'm closing the file after writing it. Now see, if I execute, now if I open the sample.txt, now see, your honey sing would be there, and after that I am fine would be written. That means it won't be replacing the previous content. Okay, now let's say there is a condition, you have to let's say also keep the previous content, you have to have the new content, you can use append mode, or if you want to replace any older file, you can use write mode for this. I hope this is clear. Fine. Now let's say there is a condition, you are having list of the lines. Okay, list of the lines, let's say list of the string. You can see I'm having hello, hi, how are you, I'm fine. Now if I want to add them, okay, if I want to add them and it is present inside a list, you can see it is present inside a list. Now if I want to add them inside my txt file, for this I can use another function called write lines. Okay, write lines, what it will do, it will take all the line one by one and it will add in that particular file itself. Let me show you. So if I execute the program, okay, it is throwing error because here I have given a slash. I need to remove the slash. Now if I execute the program, see, it will work fine. Now if I open the sample.txt, I'll see that hello, hi, how are you, I'm fine. Okay, everything has been added. Okay, line by line. This is the work of write lines. So guys, as of now we saw how we can create a file, okay, and how we can write something in that particular file. Okay, now we'll just try to see how we can read any kinds of file. Okay, let's say this sample.txt is there. Now how I can read it with the help of Python. See, for this you can use the same syntax. First of all, just define a variable f. Inside that just write open and give the location of the file. Let's say it is available inside files folder, and I want to load this particular sample.txt. Okay, now see, here I'm giving the mode R. That means I want to read it. Okay, just try to open this particular file in the read mode. Okay, read mode. Whenever you are loading in the read mode, you can't write something in this particular file. You only need to do the read operation that time. Okay, that's the idea. Now simply just write f.read. Okay, f.read. So it will give you all the content inside that particular file. I will store in a variable called s, that means a string. Now I'm going to print this particular s. Okay, now after reading, I will also close this particular file. I'll just write f.close. Okay, that's it. Now see, if I execute the program, now see, whatever things I had inside sample.txt, okay, everything would be visible here. Hello, hi, how are you, I'm fine. I hope it is clear. Now you can ask me how this open is working. Okay, how this open function is working. See, this particular file present inside my hard drive. Okay, it is present inside my hard disk. So whenever I'm using the open function, what it is doing, it is opening this particular file. That means it is loading this particular file in the buffer memory. That means inside my RAM. Okay, it is creating a buffer memory. Inside that, it is loading all the content. Then it is reading. Okay, it is reading all the content and it is showing me. And whenever you are closing, okay, whenever you're closing this particular file, it is removing that particular buffer memory. That means whatever content it has loaded in the memory, it will do the clear operation. Otherwise, what will happen? Let's say you have one file and there are so many contents written. Let's say GBs of contents are written in that particular file. Now, if you load all the content in the let's say RAM, what will happen? Your RAM will get occupied, right? It will occupy your space in the RAM. And if you're not closing, it will remain same. That means if you're opening any other program, your system will get hang. So that's why it's better practice, once we read that particular content, just try to close the file so that all the content would be removed, okay, from my memory itself, buffer memory itself. That is the idea. Okay, that's how this open function is working. Now let's say I want to only read some specific, let's say, character. Okay, I want to let's say only read some specific character. You can also specify the character. So for this, what you can do, you can copy the same thing, and here you can mention the character, let's say number. Let's say I only want to read 10 character. Okay, 10 character from this particular file. Here you need to give the 10. Now see, if I execute the program, it will only print 10 character. Okay, it will only read 10 character from this particular sample.txt. That's how you can give the character size here. Let's say I want to read 20 character. You can give 20 here. 15 character only. You can do it like that. Let me show you another example. Now let's say you want to read line by line. Let's say first of all, hello you want to read. Okay, then hi you want to read line by line. For this you can use this particular read line. See, if I just comment this particular line, now if I execute, it will only print hello because it is reading the first line. Okay, if I'm again calling this particular read line, it will print hi. That means it is calling the second line. That's how you can mention this particular read line as much as you can. See what happens in a big file. Okay, in a big content, I don't need to read all the line. So I'll just try to, let's say, read the first 2 lines and I'll get to know, okay, so this is the content all about. That's how you can use this particular read line just to do the revision on that particular content, like in which topic this particular content is written. Okay, whenever you'll be working with the data, right? And where I'm giving this particular end, see, if I'm not giving the end, so what will happen? Let me show you. Now see, if I execute the program, there would be a very big space. You can see this big space. Okay, so if I don't want to take this big space, what I will do, see, because by default print will give you one /n, /n it will give you. So that's why I don't need this particular /n. That's why I'm mentioning this end is equal to empty. Okay, I don't need to give any space. Now see, if I execute, now see, there won't be any kinds of space. There's the use of this particular end. Okay, end parameter. I hope you got it. Now let's say I want to read all the content line by line. Okay, let's say first of all I will read this line, then I will read this line, then I will read this line. Okay, instead of loading all the data, okay, in my memory, I want to only read line by line because it's like more efficient. Now you are loading line by line, not the entire data in the memory. What read is doing, read is loading entire data in the memory. Okay, but I don't want to load entire data in the memory. I'll just read line by line. So for this, you can simply write one logic. So let me just comment out. So reading entire using read line. Okay, so reading entire text using read line. So how we can do it for this? First of all, let's open this particular file. Okay, in a read mode. Then I'll just define a while loop here. So while true. Okay, while true, because I need to apply loop operation. Okay, on top of it, I'll just write data. Okay, data is equal to f dot read line. Okay, f dot read line. It will give me line by line all the content. And I also need to break this particular loop. So that's why I need to write a condition. I'll just write if this data. So once data will get empty, that means, see, it will do the read operation. Nah, first of all, this line, this line, this line, this line. Once this line is done, it will go to this line and there would be empty. There is nothing text. Okay, that's how it will return empty string. Okay, whenever it will go line number 5, it will return you empty string. Whenever I'm getting empty string, I need to break this particular loop. Simply, I need to break this particular loop. Okay, else what I will do? Else I will print the data. Okay, I'll print the data and I will give the end parameter because I don't need to take that space. Okay, now once it is done, I will close the file as well. So f dot close. That's it. Now if I execute the program, see, line by line all the text would be printed. So this particular code you can use whenever you have actually lots of text in a file. Let's say lots of you are reading a book, actually that time actually you can use it, because in a book actually there would be lots of text. Okay, so you can use this particular code snippet that time. I hope it is clear. So these are some actually basics of file handling operation we can perform. If I have a file, I can read it, I can write it in that particular file. If I don't have that particular file, I can also create it with the help of Python. Okay, so apart from that, there's some more concept we'll be learning in this particular file handling. So in the next video, we'll be learning another new topic, okay, of this particular file handling. So yes, this is all from this particular video. Thanks for watching.